Yeah, this is our new biogas plant. It will produce biogas using cattle slurry and silage as feedstocks, and it will produce enough gas to power a 150 kilowatt CHP plant. Some of the electricity will be used on site and some will be exported to the grid, and the heat will be used on site during the winter season for heating offices and laboratories. We have a substantial research effort on biogas over the last number of years. Pádraig O'Reilly, Joe McIntyre have worked with Jerry Murphy and UCC, where they've looked at different feedstocks, different configurations, different types of digestion, and there's a lot of background research done, and I suppose this now is a practical application of that research. It's a good demonstration plant to show what could be done on Irish farms, and it also lets Teagasc provide a substantial part of its own energy use from renewable sources. The size of plant here, as the supplier said at the meeting today, you're looking at approximately €1 million, so they're not cheap, but again this would be a small plant, and as you get bigger you definitely get economies of scale. For instance, the feeding system we have here would be the same feeding system you would put on a plant maybe 3 or 4 times as big, but those systems just don't come much smaller.
So the anaerobic digestion plant consists typically of 3 components. You have the feeding system, and the heart of the feeding system is a diet feeder, a static diet feeder mounted in load cells. The grass or any solid material, farmyard manure, goes into the diet feeder, and then the slurry is pumped from the slurry store across to this rotomix unit, and what it does is basically mix the grass with the slurry to make a pumpable soup that then goes into the digester. So this is our digester in this system, 150 kilowatt. It's a single digester, and it's 19 meters diameter, 6 meter tall, precast concrete tank, which is then insulated and cladded. The dome on the top is the gas dome, and it's a double skin unit. There's an inner bag which is the gas bag, and then the outer bag is actually just a weather proof bag, and it's inflated a bit like a bouncy castle. So we pump the digestate into the tank, and it's mixed typically at about 40-42 degrees centigrade, and it produces biogas. Anaerobic digestion is a naturally occurring process where bugs populate and basically consume the organic matter within whatever feedstock you're putting into it. So what we do is we take in typically grass silage and cattle slurry, we mix it into a pumpable soup, and we fill the digester with that. We heat it up to typically about 40 to 42 degrees centigrade, and the bugs produce biogas, which is typically about 60% methane, 40% carbon dioxide. That methane then comes out of the digester and goes through the gas cleanup, which is the gas is warm and moist, so we cool it down to drop the moisture out of it with this chiller unit, and then it goes through a activated carbon scrubber. We also inject some air into the headspace of the tank, which actually causes the sulphur to form effectively stalactites within the tank, and they drop out and go out in the digestate.